Alrighty, I'm going to do a series of videos called After the Divorce. So watch the whole series. They'll come out a day or two after each other. So the first one we're going to do is Harry after the divorce. What will happen to Harry after the divorce? We'll get a few general cards, then we'll get Harry's cards, and then we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I hope you're all doing wonderful on this fine and very chilly morning here in Queensland. It's actually the coolness is a relief. Harry after the divorce. We're not reading Harry's energy yet. We're just reading the energy around the divorce. Candy cane angel. It's time for a treat. So this might be Meghan giving Harry sweet little treats. You know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Trying to discourage him from the divorce. And in California where they live, if they get married, if they're married for more than 10 years, he will have to pay her alimony for the rest of their lives. So maybe she's just trying to string it out until that 10-year mark. So that could be what's going on with that card. Don't go yet, my lovely. And meanwhile, in the background, it's the 10-year mark she's aiming for. They've already been married for 7 years at the time of this reading. So what's the underlying energy around the divorce? Oh dear, oh dear. Time is nearly up, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Thunder and lightning, the marriage is too volatile. 45, maybe he's going to last till he's 45. I'm not sure. He's about to turn 40. And it talks about the witch at the end of the world. He cannot bear living with Meghan anymore. She's green, she's jealous. Everything he does that works out, she is very, very cross about. And this says an important end, a new beginning. So the divorce for Harry is going to be a fresh new start. One more. I'll do the underlying. Two little witches. Magical space clearing time. So it might be that this is Meghan. Sometimes she's like a witch. See, there's the broom. She's angry. She's volatile. She's withholding love. And then sometimes she's sweet and kind and loving and love bombing. And it's just confusing him and he doesn't know what to do. So before the divorce is a very rough, tumultuous time. And this was a card that was on the bottom. It says Death and the Maiden. So death is that death of the marriage. Invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. So is she dominating him in some way? Sort of, I wouldn't say forcing him to stay, but really wearing the pants in the house, being the decision maker. So we're talking about Harry after the divorce, but this is all happening. I'm seeing this scary, difficult, emotionally disruptive time before the divorce. So this is Harry's energy. What is going to happen to Harry after the divorce? Cards, we want to go a little forward in time after the divorce between Harry and Meghan. What is going to happen to Harry? So an elder will teach you. I always got the impression that she was the one who was ruling the marriage. There's dear old Harry, the little turtle. You can almost see him with like that one photograph of him where he's got his neck stuck out. He sure stuck his neck out for her, and she was just interested in herself, self-aggrandizement, self-promotion, wanting to be the center of attention. So I'm getting that's how it all started. But what about after the divorce? After the divorce cards. Not during the marriage, after the divorce. Maybe after the divorce he's still sticking his neck out for her. He's still praising her. So Little Red Riding Hood, and there's the wolf. And there's the barren wasteland. So after the divorce, Harry's feeling like he's living in a barren wasteland. Obviously, emotionally, he's devastated because he thought this was going to be the great love of his life. But he's starting to get a little bit of his confidence back. And he sees that Meghan actually was the wolf. And she wasn't the sweet little Red Riding Hood that needed saving. She was actually the wolf. So he's starting to come to a realization. Tell us more about Harry after the divorce. Harry after the divorce. Okay, so after the divorce, this is Harry, and this is the Beast, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. He realizes that she was talking poison in his ear. He realizes after the divorce that she was a great burden to him. She was the thing that caused him depression and anxiety, and maybe even her whispering into the ear of the tabloids, and how the media always knew where they were and what they were doing. Maybe he gets to realize about that, and the fact that he was able to go to Lord Fellow's memorial without the paparazzi being tipped off might be the thing that starts to help him realize that get these cards out, that the leaks, the constant leaks to the press might have been coming from Meghan. So maybe after the divorce he realizes this. Cards, tell us more about Harry after the divorce. Harry after the divorce. What do you think? Do you think he'll be living it up? Do you think he'll be happy? What do you think will happen to Harry after the divorce? Harry after the divorce. Harry after the divorce. Ooh. He may be in denial for some time, or he might deny himself. And see, there's the grapes up there, and it's very bleak. So I'm getting rehab with this card. He might need to go into rehab, not only to get off physically addictive substances, but just to heal himself. He's going to deny himself the fruits of, or what he perceived as the fruits of being with Meghan, and it's going to be a bleak time. He's going to have to deny himself making contact with her. He's going to want to make contact with her, as often happens after you have a breakup, but he's going to deny himself that, and he's going to cut himself off completely, and he's going to need help to do it. There he is, the warrior, bruised, battered, defeated. That dark blue there, almost black. He might even go into a depression. Things are looking pretty bleak for Harry straight after the divorce. He's not sure where to go, what to do. Those are very sad cards, actually. He gave the marriage everything, and he realizes that he was taken advantage of, allegedly. Fragment. He feels like his whole world has shattered. He's a fragment of his old self, and he might need to retreat into nature. That's like a ghostly person. So he's a ghost of his former self, a shell of his former self, and he might need to retreat into nature, and that might be Highgrove, or oh, Spirit is causing me to cough to emphasize. Yeah, probably Highgrove, or one of the other royal estates. He might find a sanctuary. What about more about Harry after the divorce? Understanding. I'm getting here that the understanding might come from one or two members of the royal family. Not everybody. People are still going to be angry and mad, but there will be some support for him within the royal family to help him heal on a personal level. That's not the being back as a working royal. That's just helping him heal on a personal level. And of course, Charles went through very many messy things with romantic relationships in his life, so that could be Charles welcoming back the prodigal son. But all I'm getting here is all very personal, nothing public. Listening, and so I'm getting even, maybe this might even be Princess Catherine might be willing to listen to Harry, to clear the air. It's very smoky, it's very dense. She might be sympathetic to how he was, I'm getting brainwashed, allegedly, and she might even be prepared to listen to him, but that's going to be after, and this might be apologies that he's making, but this will be after a significant time of healing. And we'll get two more. What do you think? Do you think Princess Catherine will ever trust him again? Or do you think William will ever let him near his wife again? Do you think William will let Harry near Princess Catherine? I'm getting this is a long, drawn-out process, years. I'll do two more. Please like if you do, and subscribe if you haven't. It really helps me out. And your comments is what make the the video the most interesting. So these are the two that jumped out. Yep, he's going to send some messages to the royal family. This might be letters of apology that he might even write, but it's a deep, dark time. It's a very, very much going through a time of repentance and self-reflection and misery. But there movement. There is light at the end of the tunnel. This almost reminds me of Scotland, the dreary. So maybe he's holed up at Balmoral, but there is forward movement eventually, not initially, and he's going to have to take action even when things look bleak, and eventually he will be able to get some kind of a healing. But I'm getting that he will never have that. He'll never be the same again, is what I'm getting. Harry will never be the same again. He might have some redemption within family circles. Some will not be able to forgive, and I'm not getting any return to royal life at all here. This is more Harry's personal healing that's going to need to take place before he can move forward. What do you think? Do you think the royal family will accept him back? And will he ever go back to royal duties, I wonder?